What's up guys, my name is Joe, and even with all the craziness happening around the world, 2020, what a year. At the end of the day, we all still want to look good. I think now is a good time to give an updated list of some of the best men's hairstyles that you can pick here in 2020. And yes, if you follow over on Instagram, you may have seen that I've recently taken my own hair pretty short. It's definitely the shortest I've gone in a long while. More on this in this video in a little bit, but if you're not following along, my Instagram is @BluMaan. Nice and simple. Check it out. Click follow if you haven't done so yet. So let's kick this list off with a couple hairstyles that have been heavily influenced by the pandemic that more and more guys are rocking, first out of necessity, but now a lot of guys are realizing, you know what, actually, these look pretty good. First up, this is a hairstyle that I've been preaching for a while now in 2019, also here in 2020, and it's still a growing trend. The pandemic just kind of helped to speed up the process. It's one that I love, even though I'm not personally rocking myself right now, and that is the grown out look. It's no surprise that with barbers closed for months on end, that a lot of us have been forced to experiment with longer looks, perhaps even for the first time ever. But even with salons starting to open back up, this isn't a hairstyle that's just gonna go away. I actually think it's kind of great that a lot of guys have been forced to experiment with longer hairstyles, because it gives these guys the opportunity to see what they look like with longer hair, and perhaps it's not a hairstyle that they ever would have considered before, but now they're like, you know, they've gone through it, they've tried it, and they're like, you know what, this actually looks pretty good. We've been trending towards a place where the messier looking hairstyles are the cool hairstyles, and the grown out look fits perfectly. Gone are the days of the perfect lineups and the crisp, perfect fades. The messy grown out look is here to stay for a while. On the opposite end of the spectrum, you know that I gotta touch on this as well. That's the buzz cut. Now, if you weren't on the grow my hair out bandwagon during the pandemic, you may have gone in the opposite direction and tried out the buzz cut, because it's a very popular pandemic cut as well, as I'm sure we've all seen by now. It's one of those hairstyles that a lot of guys think, I mean, it kind of looks cool, but do I want to do it? Is it for me? It's just one of those hairstyles where you kind of just have to dive in head first to see the results, which is kind of scary. But the thing is, the buzz cut is actually a lot more versatile and can suit a lot more types of guys than people think. It gives off a really edgy, confident look that actually looks really cool. And thanks to the recent pandemic, we're gonna be seeing a lot more of this hairstyle to come. From there, I want to quickly touch on buzz cut variations, because another thing that a lot of guys think of when they think of buzz cut is that you do it and then you're stuck with the buzz cut for a long time, and then you're gonna transition into just a really awkward grow out phase, which is true if you didn't maintain it. My dog. In reality though, there's actually tons of mini hairstyles that you can pull off while you're transitioning out of the buzz cut. Fading up the sides, for example, while your hair is still short on top, but starting to grow is a great way to keep a growing buzz cut looking fresh. And also, if you're planning on staying short for a while, it gives you the opportunity to try out a bunch of different hair coloring if you're into it. You simply get the buzz cut, you color that little bit of hair. When you're bored of it, buzz it off again, change up the color. That's why if you see a lot of guys with buzz cuts, they're often dyeing their hair a bunch of different colors, because it's just so easy to switch from one color to the next. So yes, it's actually not too hard to transition from a buzz cut to longer hair, as long as you keep those maintenance trims under check. Now, for those of you who went through the grow out phase, you've spent some time with some longer hair and now you're just fed up with it. You got the crew cut. And hey, I'm there. I spent a lot of 2019 with longer hair, not like super long hair, but still hair that required a lot of effort to make it look good. And now I just wanted something that looks respectable, it looks stylish, but it's simple. It's just so nice to have a simple hairstyle every now and again. I'm sure we all go through the waves, you know? I don't need any combs or brushes for this hairstyle. I just need my hands and a blow dryer. My Dyson blow dryer, by the way, that stopped working recently, so we're dealing with something a little bit more basic in the meantime. And when it comes to product, I still keep Cloud Control by BluMaan very involved with my hairstyling routine, because of how good it is for my hair and how soft and controllable it makes it feel. I like Original by BluMaan. It is, of course, our OG pre-styling product with heat protectant built in, perfect for building that long-lasting foundation. And then to finish it off, Cavalier Clay for my thick hair just gives me perfect texture and long-lasting all-day hold. If your hair is finer or more normal, you could try out Hybrid Cream Clay. It's still got those like clay ingredients for that texture, but it's a much lighter product than our traditional heavy clay. And other than that, picking out some products that works well for you, any of the BluMaan stuff I mentioned, I will have linked down below. But other than that, the crew cut is super straightforward. It looks good and it's easy to pull off. Next up, the low fade with twists is an absolute killer. I just recommend to make sure that the twists are deliberate and well groomed, and you've got yourself an awesome hairstyle. I've said this before, but it's kind of like the equivalent to the white guy's undercut, but because of the hair texture, it looks completely different and it looks good. To end off this list, I've got to touch on some classics. These are hairstyles that have been in today. They've been in 10 years ago, and unless something weird happens, they're gonna continue being into the future. That is the modern quiff and the modern pompadour. Now these hairstyles sound kind of similar, and a lot of the times when you hear someone say modern quiff, modern pompadour, the two terms are kind of interchanged. So let me just break this down, the difference for you in an easy to understand way. The modern quiff is basically the messy textured forward or backward hairstyles with short sides. Usually a little bit more messy, a little bit more texture in there, but it can go forward or backwards. And the modern pompadour is essentially the same thing, but with more grown out sides. So you have a little bit more to kind of slick back. And you can still do this in a more messy way, which is what I would advise when it comes to the modern pompadour, modern quiff, keeping it more messy, keeping it more natural, keeping it more textured. That's more that's more 2020 than the greased up slick back. And guys, that is my list. I'm happy with the short hair for me for now. It's just a nice change, and I finally almost have all the color out. I can't believe I went platinum like 4 months ago, and it's all gone, but I'm embracing my natural hair color again, or almost all natural. I don't know, color down the line? What is Joe gonna do next? Who knows? Stay tuned to find out. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know which hairstyle you're planning on rocking into 2020. BluMaan products, of course, are in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see everybody next time.